Hello and welcome everyone to another Tutorial Thursday. My name is Swiss and we are continuing on with stages. How to play Snake on Lylat is the next stage in line. So let's go ahead, let's dive right in. Let's get it. Alright, so a few things before we get started, just a couple announcements real quick. I did do the money match versus MVD, so for those that contributed to my Twitch sub goal, thank you so much. My Twitch is in the description down below, so feel free to come by and chat with me, ask Snake questions, and subscribe to the channel if you would like. I do have a new sub goal. Once we hit 75 subs, we'll be doing a tier list based on Snake's full moveset, so again, if you want to contribute to that, feel free to do so. It's free with Twitch Prime or $4.99, and that's pretty much it. We will be doing a match analysis on my set versus MVD in the next 2 weeks. This current match analysis, I do have something planned for you guys already, so stay tuned for that. With that being said, let's go ahead and start with Lylat. So Lylat, some people enjoy Lylat and some people don't enjoy Lylat. There's some good things, some bad things, and we'll go over all that together. The first thing, notably, is let's talk about C4 placement. So C4 is pretty good on this stage because, you know, the background is black, so it might be a little bit harder to see, especially when you're down here. You can't really see the C4, and then when your opponent is down here as well, you can't see it at all. So that's one reason why this stage is really good for C4, because when they're down here, they don't know where C4 is. They have to keep track and watch Snake to see where the C4, when they place that C4, and then keep that in mind where it's at. Because when they're both down here, when you're both grounded, you're not going to see it. So that's really, really good for Snake. I typically like to put a center stage on the center platform because most people are going to want to stay center stage. They're going to want to hold that center stage. So having this C4 on the platform just covers everything around. So they have to be either over here or over here, and if they're way over here, then you could try to, you know, camp them out as usual, you know, regular Snake stuff, of course. And that's pretty much it. Now, keeping it on this platform is perfectly fine as well. If you do want to place it on this platform, that's fine, and that's going to be beneficial for people that are also camping you, such as like Samus, let's say, if they want to camp on this side of the stage, you know, you got that C4 there. It's also very good to have as an edge guard, so when they're on the ledge, you know, if they roll, then, you know, C4 is there. If they jump, C4 is there. So those cover those two options, which is really good as well, so keep that in mind too. So it's very good to have it on the platforms on this stage. Now there are some, like I said earlier, there's some positives and there's some negatives about the stage. So one of the negatives is the slants. They could kind of work in your favor and they could kind of not work in your favor, and it's really all dependent. As an example, from stuff that you can normally crouch under, let's say Samus's missile, the green missile. You know, if you're trying to crouch like right here, it kind of raises Snake a little bit, as you can see, a little bit above the ground. So normally you could crouch under green missile right here, but if they do it right here, to where it kind of gets where the green missile is lower, you're not going to be able to crouch. So slants can kind of work against you in that case. You kind of have to be like way over here for it to not hit you. So there's that. Now, another thing is, as well, like we talked about in the Yoshi story video, is that when you get the down throw right here, down throw F tilt or down throw up tilt, you might whiff because of the slant. Now it's pretty dependent. It's based on character size. Like if you got K. Rool in a down throw here into up tilt, you're more than likely gonna end up landing it no problem. But if you are playing if you're playing a character that's thinner, like Cloud, Zero Suit Samus, you know, someone like that, then you might miss, and it's gonna happen because the slant gives them like a little bit extra frames to be able to just get out of, like, to react out of the down throw. So that's what causes that. Same thing with F tilt, same thing with jab. You know, it's definitely all possible. Like if I down throw Kirby here and I jabbed at 106, probably gonna miss. And if I down throw F tilt Game & Watch here, I'm probably going to miss as well. So you have to really keep that in mind. So when you get the down throw on this slant, just be ready to know that you might whiff depending on the character that you're fighting. So definitely keep that in mind. Now slants can also work in your favor as well. So in doing so, one thing that helps me out with this stage is if someone is kind of just sitting here when I'm on ledge, let's say, and they're looking for like a smash attack or they're looking for any option for you to get up, I like to just up air them and then get back to the ledge. So because the up air will hit through the stage. This stage is kind of similar to Smashville in a way, to where like you can attack through the lip. So keep that in mind. You could just up air if you like. You don't want to do it all the time, obviously, but it's just another mix-up to have on this stage. Down tilt is really good on this stage, on ledge, in my opinion. There's a lot of times where people are recovering low, and then I just down tilt them. And if they're like hugging the stage like this and they're going up, the down tilt will hit them, and then either they're going to get sent up, where you could try to follow up with like neutral air or like raw back air or something like that. But they might also get stage spiked. So that's another thing to keep in mind too. So down tilt, again, I really like to use it on this stage because it kind of like hits below a little bit, which is kind of weird, but you know, it works. I like to do it when they're hugging stage like this. As far as the recovery goes, it helps out a lot. I've taken quite amount of stocks, especially off of the stage spike, so it's very good in my opinion. Also as well, you know, C4 could hit under the lip as well, so keep that in mind too. If you want to try to do such a thing, that is an option for you as well. Now with the lip, you also have to keep in mind again the slant, because the grenade. Now the grenade will end up rolling a little bit, so you make sure you need to space your grenade drop perfectly as far as edge guarding goes. So you don't want to drop it like right here, because it's just gonna fall off, unless like you cook it and then you do it just like as an edge guard attempt like that. So to kind of counter them for going low, you can kind of like cook that grenade, drop it, and then do something like that if you would like. So that's something too. Now in the neutral with this stage, you know, throwing grenades obviously is a-okay. Now you kind of have to be careful with how you throw grenades. I feel like grenades kind of roll off pretty easily here on this stage, so you have to be really mindful of that. They could just, you know, roll off the stage like that. If you position it in a way, it should stop like something like this. So if you're like back here and you hard throw nade, it should stop like right there. So that could help out. But as far as like, you know, regular throwing grenades and stuff, you kind of have to time a little bit better on this stage, because you can't just, you know, just throw grenades like no problem, because they're just gonna fly off stage, and then there's really not much you could do about that. So keep that in mind. Now that's pretty much how you want to play the neutral. I typically like to use regular throw grenades and like cooking them. Light throw is fine. Up smash is decent on this stage. It's not really the best. Edge guarding wise, you kind of have to position it like right here, by the way. So just one of those stages where you know, the platforms kind of get in the way of up smash as well. So again, if you're an up smash guy and you like to edge guard with up smash, this stage might not be it for you. You have to be a little closer, like right here, but you're open for a get up attack if they're on ledge. So again, keep that in mind. So dropping C4 here is fine. It's normally what I do. I like to kind of get the C4 on here as quickly as possible and then kind of move around from there. So that's typically what I like. Now after that, one of the things to go over too is kind of the blast zones. The blast zones are are pretty small, just like Yoshi's. And the way that you could tell is because when I drop down fair, I can't recover. I just end up dying. So keep in mind, blast zones are small here. They're smaller on the sides as well. So you got to remember that too. And up top, you do have like quite an amount of room to kind of land because like the platforms, there's not like a top platform. They're all pretty much kind of on one single, you know, they're all like leveled out pretty much. So you do have like some room to like land when you go up high. But if you're one of those people that you get hit and your first reaction is jump Cypher and they hit you, you're going to be put in a very dangerous spot because side blast zones are really small. You know, the top blast zone is pretty small too, but you at least have some room to kind of move around when you want to land because of the fact that there's no top platform. So other than that though, that's pretty much what you want to do on this stage. So like neutral, you know, keeping grenades around. You don't necessarily want to like shield drop grenade and instantly throw it, because if you miss, then that grenade's gone. So hard throw grenade is fine out of nade stance because it'll at least stop somewhere. So that's good in my opinion. Regular throw is fine. Light throw is good too. Keep these C4 on the middle platform. And then if you want to move it to like side platforms, you can. Once they're like off stage, you want to set up an edge guard or something like that. Or you notice that your opponent is just on the sides of the stage more than the middle, then put a C4 on the side platforms. Recovering wise, again, recovering high is probably going to be your go-to. You can go low if you would like, and then like hug stage like this. But again, keep in mind that, you know, since there are moves that can hit through the stage, like up air, just imagine like other characters that have a down air that could just hit through the stage and then kill you, like Ivy's Orb. Ivy's Orb's down air, Rob's down air, K. Rool's down air, possibly even Ganondorf's down air. So be sure to remember that, you know, this lip is thin, so there are hitboxes that can actually go through it. So you have to remember that. But it's generally one of those two. If you're like in this area where like you're gonna where you get launched at this like specific angle, you're like over here or something. So at that point, I would highly recommend to just blow yourself up and then try to go up high if you can. So be sure to do that if possible, because if not, and again, you're one of those jump up B instantly, you know, Snake players, they're gonna come up there, they're gonna hit you with something, and you're gonna be in an even worse spot. So you might end up even losing your stock earlier than normal because side blast zones are smaller. So again, so recovery, disadvantage, you know, try to go up high if you can. If you're like down here, definitely go low. It should be beneficial to just go low like that. So there's that. Now, outside of that, that's basically it as far as what I could think of. I think the stage is pretty good. It's really dependent on matchups, on where you want to, like, who do you want to like take to this match? I mean, to this stage. Like, in my experience, I have a hard time fighting Yoshi on this stage and Cloud. I feel like they excel more than Snake on this stage, so I tend to not really use it. But for people that I feel like have a harder recovery, because, you know, Lylat does have that tendency to kind of, you know, mess people up when it comes to recovering on this stage. It could be kind of janky. I do like this stage. I think this is a fun stage for Mario. Dr. Mario as well, you know, and possibly some others. I can't really think of much off the top of my head right now, but in the long run, you know, this stage is definitely a good stage for Snake. Most people are going to ban it, though, against you because, one, they probably know that, you know, you can't really see C4 on this stage, and two, most people don't even like Lylat. So you might not even have this legal in your area, but for the most part, though, I think it's a very good stage for Snake. So I highly recommend to take them there if you can. Otherwise, if not, then, you know, you always got other options. Anyways, I hope you all learned something from this. Again, my name is Swiss. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Like and subscribe. I have other social media platforms down below in the description. Feel free to check them out. And I'll see you all on the next video. Bye now.
Never duplicate you, never multiply two. Everyone copy and paste, mask all up in on their face. Disney fantasy and PH, they are cool with their complacent. You feel it in you, then you brush it off you. Insignificant, but you got something we want, and your whole life is a taunt, cause you will not just comply. Waking up for your day.